A Floyd County man is charged with allegedly trafficking meth for the second time since January. A preacher has been arrested for distribution of child pornography, and a Pike County man already indicted in connection with the missing teen is back in court. And it all happened this week. Welcome everyone to This Week. For the next half hour, we'll catch you up on news you may have missed and give you updates on the week that was in your hometown. A Floyd County man was arrested and charged with trafficking meth for the second time in a little over a month. 60-year-old Hank Pelfrey of Langley was stopped at a checkpoint in Johnson County January 24th and found to be in possession of crystal meth, a substance believed to be heroin, 2 handguns, $1,000 in cash, and other narcotics as well. Pelfrey was arrested and charged with trafficking and several other charges. During a traffic stop Friday, the Floyd County Sheriff's Department and Martin City Police found Hank Pelfrey to be in possession of a large sum of money and 30 grams of methamphetamine. As a result, a search warrant was obtained to search the Langley residence of Pelfrey, where precursors to the manufacturing of methamphetamine and additional narcotics were found.
He is a big-time dealer, and he's an absolute menace to this community right here, and has been. The amounts of traffic that he has in and out of his house has been a thorn to anybody that travels on this road right here pretty much, but especially the neighbors. And he does drugs of that volume, we believe, yes. Getting Hank Pelfrey out of this community and back in jail where he was just a month ago, hopefully this time he stays and the people here get a break and some peace of mind knowing that he's not obviously doing the bad stuff that he's been doing.
Sheriff Hunt says he appreciates the patience of the community in the apprehension of these dealers.
We do thank the public here for being patient. We have received tips on our tip line for months on Hank Pelfrey, and it's been hard to explain why we haven't caught him because he's right off Route 80. You can throw a rock from Route 80 and hit him. But people have been very patient, and I think they believed us when we said we were trying, and tonight is obviously proof that we were trying all along.
If you have any information regarding illegal activity in your community, you may call the Floyd County Sheriff's Department tip line at the number listed on your screen. Reporting from Langley for EKB News, I'm Sean Allen. A Perry County couple is facing criminal charges after police found a child residing in an unlivable home surrounded by drugs. On Sunday, a deputy sheriff and state troopers accompanied Perry County EMS to an emergency medical call at a residence on Watts Lane at Forseam. Inside, authorities found several drugs and needles inside the home. The interior of the home was described as very dirty, and there was no running water. A 9-year-old child was found living inside the residence. Police arrested 36-year-old Crystal Riley and 38-year-old Richie Riley Jr. They now face child endangerment, wanton endangerment, and several drug charges. The child was placed in the custody of social services. Kentucky State Police is well known for being on the front lines of enforcing drugs. Now, however, the agency is looking to take a more active role in treatment as well. EKB's Shannon Deskins has a look at a new pilot program getting ready to start at the Pikeville Post.
Law enforcement officers, prosecutors, addiction recovery professionals, and Operation Unite officials all gathered in Pikeville today to discuss the drug abuse epidemic in eastern Kentucky. Kentucky's Secretary of the Justice and Public Safety Cabinet, as well as the Kentucky State Police Commissioner, made the trip to Pikeville to talk about a new way to think about drug addiction.
Time we recognize the dire effects, the devastating effects on families and these individuals who are addicted. And without treatment, there's no way to dig out of this.
Until now, concerning the drug abuse epidemic, law enforcement only came into play when someone battling addiction committed a crime.
You know, the family members have been on the scene, and they've reached out to me to say, you know, they're only doing that because they have a drug problem. That's not them. You know, that's not what they would normally do. They need help. They don't need jail. They need help.
But with a new Kentucky State Police program that will be launched soon, those who are ready to seek help for their addiction will be able to come to Post 9 and ask for help without fear of being arrested.
We're proud to make East Kentucky our launch for this Angel Initiative, and we'll get started just as soon as we see people with need, and we know the need exists.
In Part 2 of this series, we will look closer at the Angel Initiative program and how law enforcement's role in the Eastern Kentucky drug abuse epidemic is getting ready to change. Reporting in Pikeville for EKB News, I'm Shannon Deskins.
Coming up, a Pike County man recently indicted on charges related to a missing teen has been indicted yet again. But first, EKB meteorologist Ross Whitley will begin with a look back at the week in weather and tell us what to expect for the upcoming week. Stay tuned as this week continues.
Pikeville Medical Center's vision services now include an optometry clinic. In partnership with the University of Pikeville, Kentucky College of Optometry, PMC provides diagnosis and treatment of eye conditions for the whole family. The optometry clinic is conveniently located on the 9th floor of the PMC clinic. Schedule an appointment today. Call 606-218-2209. Pikeville Medical Center, providing quality eye care to the region.
Pig in a Poke serves up the best pit barbecue in Kentucky and offers a great menu of savory, delicious meats, including hand-pulled pork, slow-smoked beef brisket, and tender, juicy baby back ribs. Everything is made fresh every day, from their barbecue to their salads and homemade desserts. Stop into one of their 3 locations in Pikeville, Prestonsburg, and Hindman to taste the sensational food that makes Pig in a Poke great. From where it happens, when it happens, EKB TV News reporters are on the scene with live local coverage powered by the 4G LTE network of Appalachian Wireless. You get our live on-location reports by way of the newest technology available. We've got you covered at EKB TV. From Johnson and Lawrence counties in Kentucky to Buchanan and Dickinson counties in Virginia. From Perry County, Kentucky to Mingo County, West Virginia. Whether the news is in Pikeville, Paintsville, Grundy, or Clintwood, we're there for you with live local reports powered by the 4G LTE network of Appalachian Wireless.
And welcome back to This Week. I'm meteorologist Ross Whitley. Let's look at the past week's weather. Starting off with Monday, just got a little bit of rain overnight, Monday night. High around 60 degrees though. This week we saw a lot of above average temperatures and Monday was no exception. Going into Tuesday, we got plenty of rain throughout the day on Tuesday. Kind of a soggy day as a cold front slowly marched its way throughout our area, putting down around 3/4 of an inch of rain, 0.65 to be exact. Going into Wednesday, a beautiful day. Can't complain about 64 degrees. Just a few clouds out there on Wednesday. And then Thursday, 72 degrees. Mostly sunny skies. A wonderful day on Thursday. Friday, a little bit cooler and definitely windy out there as well. Temperatures only getting up to around 51 degrees. Had a little bit of light rain overnight, but only about 1/4 of an inch in most places. Going forward over this weekend, could see a little bit of light snow out there, but the major thing is the cold air. 18 degrees overnight low Friday night going into Saturday, and then again Sunday 24 degrees. And of course, Saturday could have seen a little bit of snow. Monday we get back to the rain showers and we watch another weather system Tuesday into Wednesday, and we don't warm back up until Friday, where we get back to around the normal temperature of 55 degrees. That'll do it for this week's weather on This Week. Sean?
All right, thanks, Ross. The Better Business Bureau is urging home and business owners who suffered property damage from the severe weather to research companies they hire to help rebuild and repair damage. They say these types of events can act as a magnet for out-of-town contractors to come offer their services. Some of those businesses may be legitimate and reputable, but con artists can be in the mix. The public is urged to check with the Better Business Bureau on any contractor that they're considering to use. You can do so by calling 1-800-866-6668. A minister in Floyd County was arrested Friday and charged with child pornography. EKB News reporter Chris Anderson has the details and exclusive footage of the suspect being taken into custody.
52-year-old David Boyd of Peach Street in Wheelwright surrendered to Kentucky State Police Friday morning. Boyd, who serves as the pastor of the Wheelwright Baptist Church, was indicted earlier this month on a charge of distribution of a matter portraying a sexual performance by a minor. The indictment is in relation to an investigation opened by KSP Detective Jeremy Giles that dates back to August of last year. The investigation was launched after KSP's Electronic Crimes Division in Frankfort received a tip from the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children.
Once we received the tip, further investigation started, conducted search warrants on the residence of the suspect, and seized evidence such as electronic devices, which were sent off to the Electronic Crimes Branch for forensic analysis. As far as the evidence, the images were found to be child pornography on the computers of the suspect, and that's when the case was presented to the Floyd County Grand Jury.
Boyd surrendered at his attorney's office in Prestonsburg Friday morning. Giles said Boyd was taken into custody without incident.
The suspect was very cooperative. He arranged to meet him at his attorney's office to turn himself in.
David Boyd is currently lodged in the Floyd County Detention Center, where he's being held without bond. Boyd has served as the pastor of the Wheelwright Baptist Church since 2012, and in 1998 helped found a youth ministry at the church. Boyd's attorney, Ned Pillersdorf, issued a brief statement following his arrest, saying that Boyd is, quote, presumed innocent. Detective Giles said more charges are likely to be filed against Boyd, who is facing up to 5 years in prison on the Class D felony charge of distribution of child pornography that he currently faces. Reporting in Prestonsburg for EKB News, I'm Chris Anderson.
Additional stories of child exploitation were in the headlines this week as a Martin County grand jury indicted 2 people for several counts of child sex abuse. 36-year-old Paul Mullins of Warfield and 28-year-old Heather Klein of Paintsville were arrested as the Paintsville Police Department executed arrest warrants where both were charged with 12 counts of first-degree rape, 9 counts of first-degree sodomy, and 16 counts of first-degree criminal abuse of a child less than 12 years of age. The pair were lodged in the Big Sandy Regional Detention Center and are scheduled to be arraigned in Market County Circuit Court on March 16th. A Pike County man who made headlines last year in the case of an alleged missing teen has now been indicted on new charges in relation to the same teen. 19-year-old Lucas Pigg has now been indicted on second-degree rape and third-degree sexual abuse. The incident are related to Pigg's relationship with a young girl in Pike County who is the alleged victim in the new case, as well as the 2 custodial interference indictments from last year.
This is what's commonly called statutory rape. The victim in this case was less than 14 years old when this abuse began. And so because he was over 18 and because the victim is less than 14, this is a very serious allegation. We, of course, here in this office try to protect old people and young people. And this is a young person that definitely needs protection from this sexual predator, I think, because he just won't leave this woman alone, and there are other charges pending against him involving the same victim. And hopefully we can put a stop to this.
Pigg has been and remains lodged in the Pike County Detention Center since November. He was arraigned on the new indictment charges Friday. Commonwealth's attorney Rick Bartley said Pigg could face up to 20 years in prison with all of his indictments. Coming up, a 10-year-old state wrestling champ is heading to nationals, but first, Michaela Colley and Jamie Johnson will be in with sports on This Week.
Pikeville Medical Center's emergency department has immediate openings for NPs, RNs, ED technicians, EMTs, and paramedics. PMC is a Level 2 trauma center and is home to an $11.3 million state-of-the-art emergency department and the region's most advanced medical technology. PMC offers great pay and an excellent benefit package. Call 606-218-4908 or visit pikevillehospital.org to apply.
Pig in a Poke serves up the best pit barbecue in Kentucky and offers a great menu of savory, delicious meats, including hand-pulled pork, slow-smoked beef brisket, and tender, juicy baby back ribs. Everything is made fresh every day, from their barbecue to their salads and homemade desserts. Stop into one of their 3 locations in Pikeville, Prestonsburg, and Hindman to taste the sensational food that makes Pig in a Poke great.
This week, champions have been crowned as we've witnessed the thrill of victory and the agony of defeat. The excitement of basketball continues for some, while others, they suited up for the final time this week.
We see it every year and it never gets old. The winners celebrate and those who come up just short of satisfaction will always have to wonder what might have been.
And that's why we love sports, especially postseason basketball. Plenty of that on our platter as we look back at this week, a busy week in sports.
We'll start with the Paintsville Lady Tigers, who captured the school's first 15th region championship in 85 years last weekend, knocking off rival Johnson Central. Paintsville advanced to the St. Elizabeth Healthcare Girls Sweet 16 at Northern Kentucky University on Thursday, facing off against Simon Kenton from the 8th region. After playing the Lady Pioneers to a 26-26 tie at the half, Paintsville would be unable to pull ahead in the second half as Simon Kenton advances with a 70-45 win. But still, congratulations to the Paintsville Lady Tigers on a great run this season, finishing with a 28-5 record.
Now on the boys' side, the Pikeville Panthers captured their 10th all-time 15th region championship, taking down the favorite Johnson Central in a shootout 95-84. It was a big night for the Panthers as juniors Cade Byers, Wyatt Battle, and Evan Rhodes led the charge. Byers was perfect from the field, shooting 11 of 11 and finished with 28 points. Battle and Rhodes hit some key three-point buckets in the fourth quarter, while the Pikeville defense held off a late charge from the Golden Eagles. Pikeville advances to the Whitaker Bank Boys Sweet 16 next week, where they'll meet Perry Central on Wednesday.
It's unbelievable. You know, I mean, these guys has worked so hard all year, and just to see the time that they put in pay off is worth everything to me. You know, I mean, this was an excellent team that we just played. I mean, and they deserved it just as much as we did. The shots that they made, I mean, you know, you got to give them all the credit in the world. But my guys, they just stepped up to another level tonight, and I'm just extremely proud of them.
It's going to mean absolutely everything to our team. We've all dreamed of wanting to go up there our whole lives, and we're finally going to get the chance to do it. So, thank God.
It means a lot. You know, we were just overlooked. You know, no one ever talked about us. It was just like Lawrence County, Johnson Central. You know, Sheldon Clark. We were the underdogs. You know, underdogs always find their way to come back. You know, and just turn out big.
On the college level, the U-Pike Bears are packing for the postseason as both the men's and women's basketball squads are set to bring home the hardware from the NAIA National Tournament. The men will travel to Kansas City, where they'll play Grandview from Iowa in opening round action, while the women will hop a flight to Billings, Montana, where the women's tournament gets underway, facing Lions out of Arkansas. Both coaches say the time to rise is now.
It's just such a great opportunity. You know, like I said before, I've been involved with Kentucky's men. We won a national championship when I was with them. Been to the Elite Eight with Florida State. You know, now as an opportunity as a head coach to work with such a great group of young women who had to work really hard and push through some adversity this year with all the coaching changes that we've had, says a lot about their character and their determination. You know, I'm just really not trying to screw it up at this point. I'm just trying to, you know, help them to be the best that they can be.
There's not a guy on this schedule that you'd want to play. Everybody's going to be very good. We're thankful we have another opportunity to go back out there, and you know, we've had some success and we want to continue to do that, but we take these as one-game championships. Every single game's got to be the most important. You can't look forward, can't look behind, and Grandview's going to be a great opponent. We're researching them right now as we go, but everybody's going to be very good out there, but we're good too, so it'll be a great.
Of course, an exciting week of basketball, and of course that leads into another week of high school sports to come.
A lot of great stuff going on. Big Blue one today as well. They're rolling on through the weekend, so hopefully more Kentucky basketball next week in the NCAA tournament. And of course, Pikeville in the Sweet 16 for the boys next Wednesday. That's it for this week in sports.
All right, thanks, guys. This region is a host to a variety of state champions, and it can now add Kane Patton to that list. 10-year-old Kane of Prestonsburg recently became the 2017 Kentucky Elementary Wrestling Odd Year State Champion. Kane trains almost every day to become the best wrestler he can be, mostly because he doesn't like to lose.
I started 2 years ago, and the first year I got second in state, and wasn't too happy about that. It's really bad. I cried a lot. And then this year I got like 7th or 8th. I didn't cry though. Corey is my trainer. I come here Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I work on squats. I do like swinging that bell thing, kettlebell. I do push-ups, sit-ups. I just basically work out.
Kane is competing this weekend in the AAU All-American Spring Youth Nationals in Kingsport, Tennessee. Coming up, we'll highlight the musical talents in this region. Mountain music is coming up next on This Week.
Pikeville Medical Center's emergency department has immediate openings for NPs, RNs, ED technicians, EMTs, and paramedics. PMC is a Level 2 trauma center and is home to an $11.3 million state-of-the-art emergency department and the region's most advanced medical technology. PMC offers great pay and an excellent benefit package. Call 606-218-4908 or visit pikevillehospital.org to apply.
Catch the 15th Region Champion Pikeville Panthers as they face 14th Region Champion Perry Central in the opening round of the 100th Whitaker Bank KHSAA Boys Sweet 16 tournament from Rupp Arena in Lexington. The Panthers are making their first trip back to the greatest show in hoops since 1999, and EKB TV will rebroadcast the game on Thursday, March 16th at 6:30, following the EKB Evening News at 6. Pikeville versus Perry Central, presented by Pikeville Medical Center.
In times of joy, in moments of grief, we are there. When the world looks for truth, broadcasters come through, even when all else fails. Today, with more ways than ever to experience the moments that transform our lives, Americans still choose broadcast television and radio more than all other media combined. Television and radio are still the most trusted sources for news and entertainment. And our web and social sites are among the most visited sites in our daily lives. When important moments happen, both big and small, we're the first informers to history. We are the pioneers, the innovators, the local broadcasters of radio and television, reaching more people, touching more lives.
Jenny Wiley Theater is trucking on through their 2017 season with their second production of the year, Peter and the Starcatcher. The play offers some new perspective on the traditional tale of Peter Pan and has enough laughs to keep both young and old entertained. The production crew has also incorporated a number of elements into the story that will seem familiar to those in Central Appalachia.
This particular production brings a great sense of the Kentucky community, actually. We tie in coal mining and the local economy in a really creative way in terms of the design, but also in terms of a few little hidden moments along the way that we sort of built together as a company of actors with our director. I think audiences will really relate to those and see themselves reflected in what we're presenting here.
For ticket information and show times for Peter and the Starcatcher and other productions, visit their website at www.jwtheater.com. There's a musical tradition here that's unlike anywhere else in America. During this week, we shine a light on part of that musical tradition. So now sit back and enjoy our mountain music.
It's time now for Mountain Music, being brought to you by the Mountain Arts Center, the main stage of the Country Music Highway.
Mood is oh so bright and
right by the light of the sun.
Dustin has had the privilege of playing in this region for a while and says he likes the direction the music scene is headed in.
You could go from Route 80 from Hazard all the way to 23 and then go 23 to Pikeville and stop at different places and see different live bands along the way on any given Friday or Saturday night. There was live music everywhere, and you could stop and see a different good band, you know, in every one of them. And now it's turned into more of the, like, you know, the singer-songwriter, restaurant, patio gig, and I'm glad to see that happen, because there for a while, there was hardly anything.
At the end of the day, you know I long to hear you say, baby, never mind. It's just games that people play, and it'll all be okay. In the morning shine, oh, be my Valentine.
Sometimes all you need to inspire a beautiful song is a beautiful woman.
Well, that was a song that I wrote. I've just been working on recently, and when this came about, I figured I'd try that, and its working title, I guess, would be Valentine. I'd written it around a couple Valentine's Days ago, and, you know, I think it's taken upon a different meaning rather than to be, you know, just focused in that area, but, you know, there's just a beautiful lady came into my life, and, you know, that's kind of autobiographical about, you know, me and her and that kind of thing.
It's just games that people play, and it'll all be okay. In the morning shine, oh, be my Valentine, be mine.
Coming up next, we'll fill you in on a few happenings in your area as we take a look at the week ahead. Stay with us. We'll be right back on This Week.
Pikeville Medical Center's vision services now include an optometry clinic. In partnership with the University of Pikeville, Kentucky College of Optometry, PMC provides diagnosis and treatment of eye conditions for the whole family. The optometry clinic is conveniently located on the 9th floor of the PMC clinic. Schedule an appointment today. Call 606-218-2209. Pikeville Medical Center, providing quality eye care to the region.
I knew I could get myself out of this. I just needed some hope and some help.
I took the first step to recovery when I made the call.
If you're depressed, drinking, and using drugs, you may need help. And the Affordable Care Act guarantees coverage of substance abuse. Call the Addiction, Hope, and Helpline now for a free assessment.
I had problems just getting to sleep, drinking and using pills every night.
I feel like I'm losing control. I'm afraid I'll lose my job or even my family.
Are you losing hope? You can recover and get back on track. Call now for hope and help with proven, gentle recovery programs.
I never thought that I could be somebody who didn't drink and use drugs.
I have something to hold on to for strength. I'm in recovery, getting the help I need.
Call the Addiction, Hope, and Helpline now for a free assessment with someone who cares.
Call 800-876-6387, 800-876-6387.
Here's a look at some events that you may be interested in this upcoming week. Highlands Regional Medical Center will be holding their colon cancer awareness event Wednesday, March 15th from 10:30 until 1:30. There'll be information and screenings from local healthcare providers and vendors. An interest meeting will be held by the Virginia Rural Health Association on the campus of UVA Wise Wednesday, March 15th from 1 until 2 p.m. And the 2017 Nursing Leadership Conference will be held Friday, March 17th, beginning at 8:30 a.m. at the Jenny Wiley State Resort Park in Prestonsburg. For more information or to register, go to the website listed on your screen. I hope you enjoyed our look back at some of the stories that made headlines this week. Be sure to tune in next weekend at 6 p.m. right here on EKB TV. For This Week, I'm Sean Allen. Have a great weekend.